Yakmouth Jones. I think so.
Slow your heart rate down. I can hear it over the mic.
I can't help that.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
That doesn't help.
All right, welcome back, guys. Another episode of 10 Plus 1. I'm Corey Blanc.
And I'm Christopher Knox.
Who do we got today?
Today, we have Walker.
Hello.
Wow,
Yes.
Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
The young buck of the house, of the shop, all the way from Alabama.
Pell City, Alabama.
Pell
Hill
City.
City. What part of Alabama is that?
About an hour east of Birmingham. So
Okay. Northern Central-ish.
yeah.
Yeah. And you moved up here to go to the blacksmith school?
Yes, I moved up here to go to Virginia Institute of Blacksmithing. Mm-hmm. That's a year-long class.
And how did you find out about us?
Dale, actually, the instructor there. I believe Corey's worked with him in the past.
Yeah, I've known Dale for years, and
Yeah.
I think you're number 4 or 5 that's come out of the school.
Yeah, at least 4 since I've been here. Did you have them before you were in Waynesboro?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you were here, it was, forget his name, and then Hannah, and...
And Matthew and Sam.
Oh, yeah, those guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've had a handful.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not all have lasted the full year, though.
No?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. 2 out of 5.
That's not good.
Yeah.
It's not bad either
It's
for
not
us.
bad. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, this is a difficult job, and some people can't hack it. You know, I mean, it's not terribly difficult, but it's not. You know, it's easy. But you're by yourself a lot. You know, and some people like need a lot of structure. Some people just don't want to work. I don't know.
Yeah. I've always done good working on my own.
Yeah. Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah, you've been a little phenom here from day one,
Have I?
in my opinion. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
And you're going to leave us working on your own? You thought of a name yet? What you going to call your own little operation when you go back home?
I'll probably keep our family company name that we usually use, so Cornerstone.
Okay. Yeah.
We used to use that for honey and eggs and
Okay, nice.
oh, cool.
random things.
Is there a Cornerstone operation active right now?
No, it's been a while since there was.
Okay, you bringing it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is you guys going to be Cornerstone or Cornerstone Ironworks?
Probably just the Cornerstone Forge.
Oh,
Just
nice.
keep it simple.
All right.
Yeah, I like it. What kind of stuff I mean, it'll change. Who knows what you'll end up doing?
Yeah.
But what's your first?
Right now, I'm looking at like novelty items, little decorational pieces, mostly. I've got a lot of people asking for hair pieces,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
so I'll probably do some of those.
Yeah,
Just-
Nick does some of those, I think.
Yeah.
for his stuff. Yeah, that's very cool. All right, so tell me, before we get started, tell me a little bit about the town you grew up in. And also, I want to say a couple things. You're also the youngest person in the shop by far.
Yes,
How old are you?
19.
19 years old.
Yeah.
And, yeah, but you've been, like, super responsible and mature. It's awesome.
Well, when I was young, I grew up an only child, and then we adopted my brother when I was 12, 11, I think. And, I mean, that changed entirely. But,
Yeah.
when I was younger, most of my friends were already adults in their 20s. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because you've just been super rad and awesome. And your skills are great, so you're going to do great on your own.
Thank you.
And I'm very proud of you. But tell me a little bit about where you grew up.
well, there's nothing to do except drive around. That's what we always end up doing. It is smaller than Waynesboro, but not by a ton.
But you're kind of more like isolated though, right?
Yes, we're not close to any major cities. Any major cities are about an hour or more out.
Right.
So you're hanging out in parking lots and, like, going to field parties?
More or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. What goes on in a field party? I've never been to one.
Everything.
Yeah.
Bonfires.
Anything you
music.
can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard about them.
Shooting some guns. Drinking
that
some moonshine. You know.
Sounds pretty rad.
A little bit.
And is it someone's?
I mean, it's always somebody's field.
I mean, yeah, every field is somebody's field. But I mean, like somebody at the party, or
No,
are you like sneaking into like Old Man Potter's field?
I guess it depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. For us, it would be somebody that we know.
Okay.
I've done both, or I've been to both, but usually it's somebody that we know.
And do you sleep out there, or do you? I mean, like I guess if you get drunk, do you just like stay there?
Again, I guess it depends.
Yeah.
Depends on how confident you are.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Yeah. All that's kind of foreign to me, but it sounds fun to me.
Field parties are legit.
Yeah.
It's always like big trucks, big bonfire,
Yeah.
loud music.
Yeah. Big trucks, little bikinis. That's what I picture.
Yeah.
On the
Sometimes.
ladies,
Yeah.
not the dudes.
I mean, personally, I don't wear a bikini.
But when I do, it is teeny weeny. All right. So let's get started, man. What's the first song you remember?
It would be Hysteria by Def Leppard. And that's going to be when I was...
It's an interesting song to be the first song you remember.
Yeah, well, it was from my mom. My mom used to take me to a daycare when I was really little. So that was the kind of music that was always playing in the car.
I thought you were just going to say the daycare.
Yeah.
I was like,
No,
that's a
that's
hell of a
awesome.
daycare.
Well, I mean,
man.
the teachers there, it wouldn't surprise me. But
Yeah. Because this song came out way before you were born.
Yeah.
Because what year were you born?
03.
03.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool. Yeah, so this song probably, I mean, early 80s.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe 84s, I'm guessing. I don't know.
I mean, all of our early songs are always from
Yeah,
our
from
parents.
before, yeah.
You know.
So, but your mom listened to this type of stuff
Yes.
when you were a kid?
Yeah. For her, it's always been Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, White Snake, Poison,
Yeah.
Nice.
all the greats.
The good stuff. That's all, like all that stuff. That's what like the older girls, like my friends' older sisters were listening to, like watching MTV before I had MTV and like, and especially when it first came out. I listened to that like towards the end of that hair metal era, but when it first came out, it was like, it always seemed to be a lot of girls listening to that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was always somebody's older sister. And that makes sense because your mom's my age, right?
Yeah.
And that's cool. And but did you loved when the music she played?
Oh yeah, I've always loved it. I mean, my dad never really listens to music, so for him it's always radio or talk shows.
Okay.
So almost all my music taste comes from my mom.
That's awesome. Yeah, and she's super rad. I've met her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's a super cool lady.
She's used to street race and all that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Her and her sister both, they used to
Yeah.
street race.
All right. Now the playlist is making way more sense. So I was
Yeah.
like, this is a very Alabama playlist.
Is it?
Yeah. But
Very-
also for your age, I was like, Def Leppard,
It's older,
where's
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
But that's awesome. All right, so Hysteria, the great British band Def Leppard with the one-armed drummer.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, Def Leppard. That's such a great song.
Totally.
That's a summertime jam right there for me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was saying it was always like my friends' older sisters were way into Def Leppard, and like this was like riding bikes in the summertime type song for me. Yeah, good stuff. And yeah, so yeah, you were saying that you liked the drummer so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I did band through like 7th grade to 10th, I think. But I was always on drums, and in 7th, it was more of a drum line, not really a full band.
Nice.
So it was only percussion.
What kind of drums did you play in the drum line?
Well, I started on cymbals because you had to.
Everybody starts on cymbals?
Yeah, everybody starts on cymbals. And then I moved to snare before I changed schools. So I started learning the marching snare. I always wanted to learn the tenors, though, the quads. Those were always my favorite.
Wait, what was that? The paradiddles? Is that what that called? Where it's like,
Kinda.
isn't that what that's called? Paradiddle?
What you did is just a roll. but
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe I'm mixing things up, but
Okay.
yeah, I like it's all in the wrists. You don't really think of it.
Well,
Yeah.
that and like you bounce the sticks
Yeah.
with your fingers. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, and if most people know, but not everybody, that the drummer of Def Leppard had one arm that happened like mid-career. I don't remember I think it was a car or bus accident. I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, it was some automobile.
Yeah.
Maybe bus.
Yeah. And then, he used like a lot of like, what's it called?
Foot pedals.
Foot pedals and like.
And he played like half the set with his feet.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and it's good. But also it like changed their style because they were like a lot heavier and faster before then. But that style was what made them as big as they are. I think they're still playing, still on tour and stuff.
That I don't know.
Yeah. I think I see them pop up every now and again. Awesome. So what do we got next?
Next, we're jumping ahead like 2 years. Me and my mom, we used to go to the thrift store a lot, and I would mess around with all the toys and everything. And I found a Paper Jams guitar, which is just a plastic outline of a guitar.
Okay.
And it had like a battery pack on it and everything. But you would pretend to strum the strings on it, and it would play one song. And I found one that would play Barracuda.
Nice.
So I played this guitar over and over again until my parents wanted to throw it out.
Yeah, they'd take the batteries.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they ever did. I think I mysteriously lost it.
Mysterious.
At some point.
Yeah.
That's happened to a couple things. Of
Yeah,
mine.
my mom would hide batteries on me. It would drive me nuts.
Funny, when I got my first guitar when I was a kid, that was the one song I was like, I want to play that.
Yeah, that's such a killer song, and I'm sure your mom loved that song. Like she thought it was
I'm
great.
sure she did at the
until you
time.
played it
I'm
constantly.
sure she hated it after a while. But
How much of the song did it play?
they played the full song.
The full song.
The full song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it have like words too, or just? I guess it would have to.
Yeah. It was just a little disc in the back. I'm assuming that just played the song.
That's cool. I used to have this toothbrush that you'd press a button and it'd play I Want to Rock and Roll All Night
Okay.
by Kiss for the 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah.
So, and here's the thing, man, you didn't really hear it, but it was like vibrating like through the bristles. So you like heard it in your skull. It was so cool. And I loved it. It made me so happy. And I was like 30 when I bought this toothbrush, by the way. This wasn't like a kid thing. This was, I was a grown person and I saw it and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And but my teeth were spotless at the time because I would just brush my teeth, especially I'd be drunk. I'm gonna rock and roll. Yeah, like a girl would come over and she'd be like, what is happening in there?
They're just going to do one more round. One more round.
All right, so Barracuda. Do you listen to like Heart and stuff? I mean, this stuff that you're playing, the first two songs, are they currently like things that you still enjoy? Or?
Not as often, but yeah, they are still on a couple playlists.
Yeah.
Now it's a lot more country. But I mean, when you grow up in Pell City, it kind of has to be country.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So.
All right, so let's do some Barracuda.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, Barracuda. Yeah, man. It's hard to beat that jam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like we were saying, like, it only gets turned up. Like, there's no turning down that song. There's no leaving it at the same
Right.
spot.
It only goes up.
Yeah, it only goes up from here. And
The next one, too. I mean, you got a few of those turn-up songs on here.
yeah, I mean, he's an Alabama boy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, you're very young. You're the youngest person we've interviewed. The youngest person I know. Like, you're younger than my little sister. She's young. How was music in your life, like, being someone your age? Like,
You've only ever known digital music.
yeah, like, have you ever owned a physical piece of music that was yours?
Yeah, I have a couple vinyls in my apartment now. I only started getting them like a year ago, and I think I say a couple. I have like 4.
What do you have?
I have Led Zeppelin. I have 2 Led Zeppelin albums, and then the Elvis motion picture soundtrack.
Nice.
It has some really good songs on there.
Are they old ones or are they new?
The Elvis is new, and then Led Zeppelin I found at a yard sale.
At a yard sale.
Yeah.
It's fun collecting records, isn't it?
It is. It is
It
a lot
starts,
of fun.
man. Like
Yeah,
once you get
I imagine
into
it's
it,
addicting.
yeah. Because then you're like, because for a while you'll just get all sorts of stuff. Like if it's got a cool cover, if it's like somebody I like, but I'm not going to listen to, and then you go through these phases.
Yeah, totally.
Like now I'm like, I don't have a lot of space, and so it's got to be like, am I going to listen to this, or like, or put it on the wall or something? You know what I mean? But like. Yeah, there was a time where I had like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of records, but I had to get rid of most of them because I had no space in New York. So,
Did you ever have CDs?
I did, but not for music that I picked out. Usually it was stuff that either my grandfather didn't want anymore, so he gave it to me. Like he gave me a George Strait CD a long time ago. Or stuff that my dad just had that he doesn't really listen to music anymore. So,
but did you have a CD player, or did they like go on your computer?
Yeah.
Did you have like ever like a boom box?
No, I didn't have
thing?
that. I had just the little one that you plugged your earbuds into.
Well, you had
Discman.
a Discman?
I don't think that's what it was. But it
A
was
portable CD player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't move too fast.
yeah. They would.
Yeah.
yeah.
What you meant for the Discman, not you can move as fast as you want. Yeah, it's interesting though. That's part of the conversation we've been having of like, because for us it was physical music until not that long ago.
Tape, CDs, all that, and then digital. Because
Yep.
the last few people we've interviewed, they had their entire musical history on Spotify.
Yeah,
And they can just go their entire music history.
yeah, from when they were like 8.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Which is
I only
crazy.
got Spotify 4 or 5 years ago. So most of my music was.
That's a third of your life, dude. That's a third of your life.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what? Yeah, like how did you listen to music mostly? Just radio stuff? Or-
Yeah. It was all radio. Or I got an iPod, like an iPod Touch. I don't know, when I was 8
Okay.
or so. But
What was your favorite radio station back home?
104.7 Country.
It was a country station?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of country station was it?
Late 2000s,
Okay.
mostly.
Is that the like country, like pop country?
No, it's like just before pop country.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think late 2000s there was still like okay stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I grew up listening to. That was just on at the time. So that's what I've kind of stuck with.
Yeah. It's weird, like my relationship with country, because I love country music, but I've always hated like, except since the 80s. In the 80s, I loved modern country music. But after that, I always hated modern country music, no matter the decade. But now if I listen to it, like if I listen to like Garth Brooks now, I'm like, it's actually pretty good. But I hated it at the time.
Oh, yeah. I used to love Garth Brooks
Yeah.
when I was growing up.
And like all that. I'm trying to think of other guys from like that, like 90s. Because it got huge again. Because it kind of died out. And then like,
Skinny guy, tall. You've played him in the shop. I'm blanking on his name right now.
yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, because it had gotten like popular again, like when Garth Brooks came out. And I hated all that stuff. But now it's like, comparatively, it's really good. So
Yeah.
even like, so if it's from like the late 2000s, it's probably way better than what's going on now.
Yeah.
It's just kind of,
Yeah,
it's
like-
weird.
Like what I listened to was a lot of Blake Shelton and Trace Adkins.
Okay. I know the names, but I don't really,
Yeah.
never really got into
I have
those.
I have a Trace Adkins song on here.
All right, cool. Check it
And
out.
Blake Shelton's married to Gwen Stefani.
Oh, yeah. I got a funny Gwen Stefani story. But, all right. So what do we got next?
Next we have Black Betty.
Ram Jam.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, another one.
Yeah.
Turn it up.
What about this song?
Well, I used to go to car shows with my grandfather a lot. He's a vintage auto body mechanic, has been for his entire life. But used to go to car shows, swap meets, and all that, and he would have the big book of CDs.
Yeah.
But this was the first song on the CD that he just left in the player. So anytime you got in the car, this was the song that played.
I got a quick question. What's your second favorite Ram Jam song?
I think
You don't have one because they're all terrible.
Okay.
Every other Ram Jam song is awful. They're like a weird prog band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like this was just like a weird outlier of this amazing tune. And yeah, I think they're from New York.
Really?
I'm pretty sure Ram Jam's from New York City. And which is not what you'd think. Like the rest of their stuff is like no bueno. It's interesting, but this song is like a Southern classic.
Yeah, it's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it say?
I'm looking real fast. I can't read that fast. Something about.
Yeah, in my head they're from New York City. And yeah, the rest of it's just weird prog stuff. There's another tune like that where it's just this great.
One of the guys used to sing with Billy Joel.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't mean much to me.
Billy Joel's New Jersey, so they're probably
He's,
not there.
I think Billy Joel's Long Island.
Is he Long Island?
Yeah, Long Island. But anyway, all right, let's do it. Ram Jam, Black Betty. Turn it up.
Black Betty.
Oh, Black Betty, so good. Yeah, I mean, we were talking like, I don't remember it being a huge song when I was young, but somewhere in like late 90s, early 2000s, someone found it or something, and now it's like a Southern rock anthem, even though they're not a Southern rock band at all.
Yeah.
And, but it's also like one of the reasons it's so good is because they were like a weird prog band that can do all these weird runs and stuff, you know. And I don't know why they did it. I don't know. I've never seen an interview with Ram Jam.
No?
No, not one.
Has anybody?
Somebody has, I'm sure. But, all right. So, your grandpa played this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was on the CD that just stayed in the CD player in the car.
Yeah.
What car are you going to car shows in?
Well, when we were listening to this, it would have been a 99 Chevy Dually.
Oh, okay.
But now it is like an early 2000s S10.
Oh,
It's kind of gotten smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what your grandpa does, right? He like rebuilds cars and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, tell me more about that.
Well, he had a company. He owned the company for years. I'm not sure exactly how long, but it was called Street 10. And I build redig cars, rat rods, customs.
He's doing body work.
Yeah, all body work. He has a car he has a couple cars in museums. There's one in Indiana that's on a turntable in the front of a museum in Indiana.
That's
which is really
awesome.
cool. I think it's a Model A.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, he's had, I want to say, he said something like 500 cars down to the frame.
Okay.
In his shop. Yeah.
What's the inside of his shop like? I'm picturing very sporadic, but he knows where everything is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right? Yeah.
It's probably about the size of the shop here, but only the lower part.
Okay.
Not the wood shop or the office or any of that. It's about that size. Car stuff everywhere. There's like trails.
Yeah.
And it used to be a lot worse. It used to pile out into the yard around. There was 70-something cars there at one time. Over the past couple of years, he's been selling a lot. So,
Are any of his like pictures of his stuff up online or anything anywhere?
you could,
I'd like to check it out.
You could definitely find them. Most of his stuff is in just photo albums that he keeps on a shelf.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely find pictures of him. I'll have to look and I'll send you some.
Do you have a car saved that he's going to give to you?
Yeah, I have a '59 Chevy Apache. Yeah.
How far done is it?
The next step on it is sandblasting. Sandblast, primer, paint, then put everything together.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right. What are we at next? Where are you at in your life? What's going on?
See, now I had just gotten an iPod, or that iPod Touch. I bought it for like $80 from a friend that we went to church with. And I got it, or she brought it to me on a Sunday morning, and I spent the rest of the day just playing with the standard apps that it came with.
The iPad Touch, did that one have a screen? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, but that was the skinny one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was a skinny one with like the mirrored back.
Okay. Yeah, there were so many. I don't remember.
Yeah.
They were around
Most
such a
of the
brief
The
time.
first one I had was like 2001. It had a screen, but it was like a brick. You know,
The first one.
yeah,
Yeah, they had screens until like towards the end, but then, yeah, because you used to watch like videos on them and
Yeah.
stuff.
But this was one of the real thin ones.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that the iPod, which was like the most technologically advanced thing ever, it's kind of like the 8-track at this point. Like it was such a brief time. Like I can't even remember how they worked.
Well, all the technology is still on your phone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just funny. Like this was like groundbreaking. Like it changed music. Like
Yeah.
music is different because of the iPod.
And you would spend hours and hours and hours taking all your CDs
Yeah.
and burning them onto the computer so you could put them on there.
Like like days and weeks. Like I
Yeah.
take like time. Like
Yeah.
I can't do anything
the
because I have
ones
this
that
stack of CDs. I got to put
Didn't
on my
have the
computer.
track information because some CDs had the track information and some CDs did not have the track.
Type it
You
in
had
by hand.
every single one.
I still like it though. Like that was the last of the. I have to do something with this. At least it's
Yeah.
not just handed to me.
And you owned the
Yeah,
music.
you own the music too. Yeah. Is there even a way to do that now? Like can
Yeah, I mean, even on Apple, like iTunes, you can still buy
iTunes
music.
Yeah, I mean I don't have. I thought iTunes was gone for some
Well,
reason.
now it's Apple Music,
Okay.
but you can still buy it.
No, but I mean, can you like just put your CD in and then put it onto like?
Oh, I'm sure. But most computers don't have CD drives
Yeah.
anymore.
Do they not?
No.
I don't think so.
I haven't had a computer with a CD drive in a decade.
Yeah, I haven't had a computer in a decade.
Yeah.
But that's another story. Yeah, so you got your iPod Touch.
Yeah, I got that. The first song I downloaded was "Bad Company" by Five Finger Death Punch.
I know. I was thinking Bad Company, Bad
I was
Company.
gonna do the whole thing.
I know,
I was like,
I know.
is that the song or the band or the
Yeah.
album? What is? I was gonna make a whole snarky.
I was about to say,
joke.
I can pull 10 from 6 off. It's right
Yeah.
here, you know?
So, Five Finger Death Punch
Yeah.
has a song called Bad Company.
yeah.
All right. I've heard of Five Finger Death Punch, and I've heard them, but I don't know a whole lot about them. Do you? What can you tell me about them?
I don't know much.
Okay.
All I hope is that this is a cover of Bad Company.
Yeah, that'd
It's-
be cool.
It is?
Yeah.
It's a cover?
Yeah,
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
it's changed just a little bit.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, the original song Bad Company by the band Bad Company off the album Bad Company
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Five
It
Finger
is
Death
good.
Punch
It
is
is
heavy. How'd you get into Five Finger Death Punch? That seems like a big
The
jump.
girl from church didn't like introduce you
No.
at the
Wait,
same
was that
time.
on
right?
her iPod?
No. Actually, I was just scrolling through music to find stuff that I like. I saw it and I liked the album cover, so I was
Yeah,
like,
okay,
I'll
nice.
get that. And I'd heard of the original song,
Yeah.
so I was like, I like that song.
Five Finger Death Punch. Yeah, that's an old kung fu movie thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Did this get you into like heavier stuff like
Yes.
this
Yeah.
after that?
Yeah,
All right,
definitely.
cool. All right, well, let's listen to that and then we'll talk about that when we come back.
Yeah.
Bad Company by Five Finger Death Punch. Let's do it. Yeah, man. That was good.
Death Punch.
That was good. I mean, it's a great song, and they did a great job of it. It was very good. So, did you get into like this was did you get into heavier stuff after this? Like, what kind of other stuff were you into? Like,
Well, this got me into 3 Days Grace,
okay,
which I still listen to now. I really like
right.
them.
I've heard the name, but I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever heard them.
Yeah, I like them.
What else? Anything else in that vein?
Green Day.
Okay,
Is that in that vein?
not
Some-
really.
Some of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's heavier.
Heavier.
Yeah.
Heavier than country.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so where are we going to next? What are you up to?
Next, I am in, 7th grade in drumline, And one of our big songs that we played Seven Nation Army at the end of like football games.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's the next song.
Did you start listening to more like White Stripes and like that vein of stuff? Or?
No, not really.
No,
it was just for the drum line. But we played this song over and over again. Yeah. It's drilled into my head.
I mean, it's a good tune.
Yeah.
It
It's
is. Yeah.
stuck in everybody's. I mean, all of Europe chants this song like ever. Some version of this song.
Were you nailing parts of it pretty good? Were you nailing parts of it pretty good?
Yeah.
Were you getting it down?
Yeah.
Which drum were you playing at that
Well, I was
point?
playing cymbals.
Oh, you were still on cymbals.
Yeah, I was
at
still on
this point.
cymbals.
Okay.
But so I was all showy. Mm-hmm. And then obviously in parts of the songs, I would have to run over to the snares and hold out the cymbals so that they could play on the cymbals.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I was a human stand. That's
Yeah.
what I
Okay.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like that part of the country where y'all are from, especially like
There's football.
those football,
Yeah.
like
You get
band
into
stuff
football.
is like a
You
big
get into
deal,
it.
and like band is such a big thing. Like even in Virginia, it's not like that big a deal.
Were you a Roll Tide guy?
No, I'm an Auburn fan.
Oh, okay.
War Eagle.
Yeah.
Nice. Do they have like a phrase like Roll Tide?
It's War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just say War Eagle.
Yeah.
All right.
I always grew up with the Sick'em Dogs.
Sick 'em dogs.
Sick'em Dogs.
Yeah, that's funny. I guess where I'm from, everybody's still Virginia Tech. I guess VCU. It just
Yeah.
depends where you're
The
from.
whole state away almost at that
yeah,
point.
Yeah. I mean, we had like Old Dominion didn't even have a football team. Norfolk State had a football team.
And Tech was
like-
always legit.
Yeah. I think Virginia, most people were Virginia Tech. Because, like even like my stepmom and stuff were like Virginia Tech stuff, and she's from like Tappahannock, far away. Yeah, it's weird. Virginia doesn't have any pro sports teams.
No?
Not one. And I don't think, I mean, maybe they did in the 50s or something, but I can't think of one, which is very odd. Like people in Virginia Beach and stuff, they're all like Panthers fans or like Carolina Panthers fans and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause, like,
Or like DC teams.
yeah, but I mean, DC's 3 hours away.
Yeah.
It's weird. All right, so you just like this song, but you didn't really get into any other White Stripes.
Right.
I think you'd like White Stripes. I mean, they're
Probably.
awesome.
I need to listen to them more.
Yeah,
But
like a lot of the stuff Jack White has done over the years is like good. Early White Stripes I liked a lot. It was more garage, and then it's got into other things. But when it was just him and Meg, it was just really cool. Just garage or just guitar and drums. That was it, and it was just very
Yeah. Third Man Records is awesome.
Yeah.
We went down there when we were in Nashville.
yeah.
It's just, he's doing
Yeah,
cool
because he
stuff.
presses all his own stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's interesting. He's an interesting character. Like I don't know if I really like how I feel about him. Sometimes I'm like, ugh, this Jack White guy again. But other times it's so good, and he's done so much great stuff. He was in this band, The Go, which was one of the bands I played.
Yeah.
He played with them for a while, and I mean, he's definitely like helped keep like rock and roll around because
And he's super
like,
creative. He does like furniture and things too.
yeah, he does all sorts of weird stuff. He's like the rock and roll Tim Burton.
Totally.
All right, so let's do it. Seven Nation Army.
White Stripes.
All right, White Stripes.
White
Seven Nation
Stripes,
Army.
yeah.
Good tune. Great tune. Yeah, you should listen to more White Stripes, man, honestly. Especially their early stuff I like, but even their later stuff is good. It's really good.
And Jack White also has an acoustic album.
Yeah.
That's just super solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then he had like the Rack and Tours, which I like a couple of their songs, but it's not really my jam. But yeah, he's got, and all that like early garage stuff he was doing was just really cool. And if you like that, I can get you more into some of those other bands.
yeah.
All right, cool. What's next? Where are we at there, brother?
Next, we're jumping to 2018.
2018.
It
What was
was
that?
my brother's
Last
first
year?
No. It's my brother's first concert.
Okay.
After we adopted him, it was a couple years. We took him to this concert.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of my first concerts too, but an earlier.
What was your first concert?
Toby Mac. which
Toby
is
Mac.
this guy.
Okay.
He's a Christian pop artist.
Okay. I know the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to one of his concerts in probably 2015.
And where was this? Like, how far did you guys have to go to?
It was in Birmingham, the
Okay.
BJCC.
And how far is Birmingham from Pell City?
About an hour.
Okay.
About an hour.
Did your parents go with you, or did they drop you off and let you go? solo?
They went with us.
Yeah. Okay.
But this one was my brother's first concert. Parents got us seats right up against the like the catwalk where he walks out into the crowd. And he had this one song, "Till the Day I Die," where he would come out and he would wave a banner around. It's this massive banner, and I was up against the stage and he was swinging the banner and it came down and it clipped me under the eye. So for a long time I had a scar under my right eye.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Toby Mac.
yeah, Toby Mac.
Wow.
Should have got backstage
All
passes.
Listening
for
to
that one.
Toby Mac, you need to
Calling you out.
apologize to this young man.
Yeah, it was.
What did
it
the
was
banner say?
cool. Till the Day I Die.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could have died that day.
I could have. I could have gone blind.
So, like, the pole got you?
No, it was
Or
like the
banner itself.
the actual banner.
It just
like
whipped
just
you.
the end of the just
Like a crazy paper cut, but
Yeah,
with like the
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you could have lost an eye.
I know. But I
Could have
didn't.
been
I didn't.
one-eyed Walker.
Ooh, God
Pretty
damn.
badass, man.
Yeah.
Imagine
Being
this
here
cat
with
with an eye patch, dude.
Yeah.
Now I kind of want it. Come here.
Take the eye out.
Yeah, it was a great concert. There's a couple other people that were doing it with him. A couple of people that he used to be in a band with. Then he kind of went his own way.
What was that band? Do you know?
I don't.
Okay.
I think it was one other guy, Mr. Talkbox. I think. He's
How would
cool.
you describe his music? Like, I just always assumed it was just country, but
No, it's nowhere near country.
that's what I always saw.
It's like pop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a hard right turn from everything else on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you have a good taste in music, so I'm sure it'll be all right. What else about this? Anything else?
That was about it.
I mean, dude, you almost lost an eye. How much more you want?
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe
I'm,
give
I'm
you-
stuck
give
on
you
the
a
eye
crazy
patch
story.
thing. I'm just staring at you, and I'm like, man, I always got an eye patch. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So what's the name of the song?
Till the Day I Die.
Till the Day I Die. Toby Mac. Let's do
Hit
it.
it.
All right.
Toby
That was
Mac.
not what I thought it was
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
This whole time I've heard his name, I always assumed he was a country singer because his name's Toby Mac. And then we're doing a little research. He's super old, which is
Yeah.
weird.
He's 58 years old.
58 years old, this dude. And then it turns out that he was also in DC Talk, which I did know, and I hated my whole life.
Yeah. Here we go.
But yeah, all of that was making sense. I was just like racking my brain while we are listening to it. Because again, like,
Even
I just
more of a
was-
reason for you to go after him for the vendetta of Walker.
Yes.
vendetta.
Yeah.
Listen, I haven't had a good vendetta in a while,
There we go.
honestly.
Toby Mac.
Coming for you, brother. Listen here, jabroni. I've had enough of you shooting banners at my boy's face over here.
All right. Mr. Knox is coming for you.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, that was like very invigorating music. I'll give you that. Like, it's not my thing, but I was just taken aback by the whole thing. I was just not at all what I expected.
No, I'm confused about a few things in that Christian music world.
Okay.
Does he have groupies?
Yes. They all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, how does that work?
I knew a bunch of dudes that were in like Christian hardcore became a thing for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
That was huge. There was this like label called like Tooth and Nail or something like that, Hammer and Nail, something records. And almost all those dudes were sleazebags in those Christian hardcore bands. But I don't know about like, I'm not saying every Christian musician's a sleazebag, but a lot of them are. I don't know anything about this dude. I'm not trying to just besmirch the good name of Toby Mac, even though I am coming for you, brother. But I mean, it's got to be weird
Yeah.
because it's like groupies
like
come.
with fame and being a musician, that comes. So
Yeah.
kind of wondering how that works.
Yeah, like Catholic priests used to be able to have sex, but then they were like the first rock stars, and like the Pope had to like change it. Like you can't because women were just coming at them all the time, and like they had to change the laws or the rules because like you're larger than life.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that was interesting, and it wasn't like the music wasn't any more offensive than anything else, like sound wise. You know, it was like, okay, yeah. It was interesting. Yeah, I gotta look more into this guy. I gotta find his address.
Some of his older stuff is better.
Yeah.
He was born in Fairfax. Maybe you can like.
Yeah. I got some boys up there. I bet the show is wildly entertaining.
It is. It's a lot of flashing lights.
Yeah.
I think there used to be fire. I don't know if he still does fire.
So it's like arena. I mean, it's like arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
like this in that vein is making so much money.
Yeah,
Righteous gemstones.
Yeah.
Like I think in the BJCC it was something like 40 to 50,000 people.
Yeah. That's
So like,
How much
like
is it?
full arena.
How much is a ticket?
I don't know.
$40, probably.
I don't know.
Making bank.
For the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
yeah, that's wild. Yeah, it's its own industry. It's its own separate thing. And yeah, and it's got to be weird because I mean, some people are legit, but a lot of people aren't. You know what I mean? It's got to be hard to tell like what's what in that world. But
That and there's some people that used to do a lot of Christian music, and then they'll make like one song that doesn't quite fall in line. Then everybody will start calling them out, and they'll just like completely go awry.
yeah, I mean, it's got to be hard, like as a musician or an artist or whatever, to like you are kind of put in a box at that point.
Especially in that world. You know,
Yeah.
like where you, if you're like, if I'm a Christian artist.
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
saying.
really have
You
to
can't
stay in those
deviate.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right, but anyway, it wasn't. It was good. Like I can see how it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it wasn't-
the concert's a ton of fun to go to.
Yeah, like DC Talk. When I heard that as a kid, like it was like offensive to me. Like the sound of it, like the sound of it was. But this was like, yeah, it was just a big pop song. It was cool. Yeah, he definitely became a better musician in his 58 years on this earth.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to have to beat up a geriatric there, Toby Mac, but I'm coming for you anyway. So where are we at now? What's going on?
Let's see. Next is about when I started driving. So I started getting into rap and everything. So
What was your first car?
the car I have now? My
The Explorer.
02 Ford Explorer.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So
I
I'm
was
surprised-
like
I mean, I
3
guess-
years
oh,
ago.
shit,
dude.
yeah.
It was 3 years ago.
Like it wasn't like 20 years ago.
I was thinking like an 87 S10 or
Yeah,
something.
he got it during COVID.
Okay. Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to me. But yeah. Because I was like, oh, yeah, what was your first? I was thinking,
Yeah,
too,
like,
like,
first
you've
car.
been through 3 cars.
Uh-huh.
Like, everybody's been through at least
Exactly.
3
I
cars.
started driving in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. That's wild.
Jeez, dude. I could be your daddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like you, I could have a grandkid from you
Yeah. Yeah.
easily,
Uh-huh.
like without it even being like weird. Good Lord. All right. So where are we at now?
I mean, dude, you got a great beard, so I mean, we're not far coming from you.
Yeah, the next song is When I Grew Up by NF. Yeah, by NF. This is when I started driving. I started getting into NF, Eminem, just that world. This was just...
Did Toby Mac kind of start you on your like hip hop and rap journey?
Yeah, definitely.
And how did you find out? Sorry to go back to him, but how'd you like find out? Like, how'd you get into him?
Toby Mac?
Yeah.
Probably my school.
Yeah.
I went to a Christian school growing up, so
Yeah.
I say growing up. I'm still growing up. But,
Yeah, it's not good. Wait, so am I.
we did a chapel, and a lot of the songs that they did were from Toby Mac.
Okay, cool.
So-
And so that got you into like, is this what's NF?
NF,
Is he Christian rap too, or is it like?
I think he's somewhere in between. Because that last song was Toby Mac and NF.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's kind of...
But
he blurs the
while
lines
you
a
got
lot.
into like rap and hip hop, did you stay in Christian rap and hip hop, or did you move
Kinda.
other stuff too?
I moved to other stuff, but I still had some of the Christian stuff
Yeah.
in my playlist.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's not good, if it's not bad, like I don't care what anybody's talking about.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I don't care what they believe. But yeah, like that. Like I said, that wasn't like musically offensive to me. But it was.
Yeah, this is... I listened to this while I was driving, and obviously 16-year-old me driving in Pell City, there's barely any cops down these back roads that I took to school. So just fly down the road way too fast through neighborhoods and everything. So, just windows down, playing music loud enough to blow the speakers.
Yeah. Have you gotten a speeding ticket yet?
Yes, I did. I got a speeding ticket my senior year driving to Center Point, Alabama.
What was going on in Center Point?
I was taking welding classes at the end of the day.
Yeah.
After high school, I would go to Center Point like twice a week.
How far is Center Point from?
About an hour.
So you were running late.
Yeah. Well, I was running late.
I was listening to
and
NF, man. Pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I was running late, and my car was on E. So I had no gas, and I still had like 20 minutes to go.
Yeah.
So I was going. I think he got me like 92 and a 70.
Oh, I guess in the 70, that's not the worst.
But,
92 sounds terrible to say.
That's 20 over.
Yeah.
20 over at 16 years old. That's like,
Yeah.
you can lose your license.
Yeah. He cut me a break. He like dropped it to under 20 because it was 22 over, but he dropped it to like 15 over.
Yeah,
So because I could have gone like to jail for reckless driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 20 over is reckless, right?
Yeah, and I got he was a state trooper, so I was really surprised.
Oh, dude,
I know,
Alabama State Trooper.
Yeah, I was surprised that he let me go. But
Yeah.
He was
Alabama
like,
State
what are you
Troopers,
listening to Toby Mac?
Georgia State Troopers, those like Southern State Trooper
Southern
guys.
or Georgia
they
is
have
the
all
worst.
the
Yeah.
power, and they know it.
Yeah, and they got the badass cars.
Yeah.
Badass
I
cars.
got the Chargers.
big
The
hats.
Chargers, yeah, and they get out and like,
Those massive guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Got the really
And they
wide brim.
rarely cut you brakes because they don't
Yeah.
have to. Like, they're not part of your community.
they know you're shitting yourself when you
Yeah.
get pulled over by those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, like they would be
was-
like our Mounties.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like same thing, just intimidating.
With like a million lights on the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see him from like 2 miles away. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, dang it.
Yeah. All right. So this is NF.
Yeah, this is When I Grow Up.
Is it NF or enough?
It's
Like,
in,
it's in NF, the two
NF.
letters.
Okay,
to it,
okay.
NF.
And what's the name of the song?
When I Grow Up.
And how'd you hear this then? Just through like Toby Mac and the
it
whole
was
world.
just, I went from Toby Mac, and then I think I started listening to Eminem, and then this was kind of popping up in the recommended.
Okay.
And I just really liked it.
All right. Let's do it. I'm looking forward to it.
When I Grow Up. All right.
Yeah.
NF.
That was good.
What'd you say? Eminem Light?
I felt like it was Eminem light. Like he had same vibe, but it was like especially like the darkness, but it just wasn't like overwhelming. Like Eminem is so good at just like enveloping you in emotion.
So you're going to go after Toby Mac and NF's going to come after you.
It's fine. I can take that torque. Get out of here.
Making some friends on this podcast
I
today.
don't know. I'm just being a goofus.
Watching way too much wrestling. Like,
I mean, once you get me to start cutting promos, dude, I'm like, whatever. It's how it goes. No, but it was good. I liked that better than the Toby Mac, but the Toby Mac was actually, like, the more I think about it, I'm just like, the bigness of it. The Toby Mac thing was, like, impressive. Like,
seeing
it felt so
that
big.
show would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Like, hearing that song, I can see the show. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
A lot of strobe lights.
Yeah. But just like it just feels full, like the way he does it. Like it has more like fullness than the NF
this,
song.
yeah.
But the NF I found like the production value better, even though it wasn't as big.
Yeah.
Like I really liked it. Yeah. All right, cool. Have you ever seen NF in concert?
No.
No?
The only I've only seen Toby Mac and for King Country, and then Casting Crowns, I think, in concert.
I don't know. Casting Crowns is
They're another Toby Mac type band. Little older though.
okay. All All
A
right.
little older? What do you want?
Older than
Well, they're
it doesn't get much older than Toby Mac, brother.
the style of music is older.
I'll kick that Walker right from out from underneath you.
It's a lot slower. More what you think of when you think Christian music.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. It sounds like just the name of it.
Like what you think of when I say Christian music, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Okay. I am glad that I feel like, because Christian music pretty much was exclusively this like terribly done. You know what I mean? Like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But like since like the late 90s, early 2000s, there are good Christian bands that are like, oh, this is actually good.
Another one is For King and Country.
Okay.
They're really good. They have a song that came out somewhat recently called Burn the Ships.
Okay.
It's like really good.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Or even some bands that are not necessarily like Thrice, like one of my favorite bands. They're always on the top of the Christian charts.
Yeah.
You know, they have spiritual lyrics, but they're not putting themselves in that vein.
Yeah.
Like that world brings them in.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's just cool that there is a lot better music coming out of that. Like
It's
subgenre.
definitely gotten a lot better, even since I was little.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, where are we at next?
So I started blacksmithing next. I've wanted to do it for a long time, but I actually dug a hole in the backyard, put some fire brick in there, had a charcoal and a hairdryer.
Were you 12?
I actually don't know. I don't know. That was
You were
around,
driving already.
yeah. It was around 2020.
Yeah.
What was like oh, that's what I want to do? Was it like I want to make swords? What was
Well-
because that's what it is for most people.
Watch
I think,
Forged
is
in Fire.
swords.
I did, but not very much. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of a pyromaniac. I love fire.
Yeah.
And I don't want to work at a desk.
Yeah. And your grandfather was doing some welding.
Yeah. He had me welding at like 8 in his shop.
Yeah,
So
totally.
And what did your dad do?
my dad sits at a desk all day.
Oh, okay.
He is an estimator for a drywall company.
Oh, that's cool though.
Yeah.
It's a good job.
It's a good job, but
Yeah.
I couldn't
Do you like the house you grew up in? Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
yeah, but I can see like your grandpa having this like cool job.
Yeah.
And your dad having like a good job but not a cool job.
And
then being like,
that's definitely what it was.
yeah, like these are my
was.
two options of like as a young man, you know, and being like, all right, I'm doing that.
Is your grandfather your mom or dad's dad?
My mom's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been a huge influence on my life.
Yeah.
He lives like 2 miles down the road from us, so I was always down there during the summer, just working at the shop.
Yeah.
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 Is your mom real handy?
When she wants to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually it's Walker, go do this. Or,
Yeah.
or
She
do that.
seems like she can handle
Yeah,
some
like she
business.
knows what she's doing. She
Yeah.
just doesn't always want to do it.
Yeah, that's why she's got a bunch of dudes around.
She's like,
Yeah.
you go do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah. But she probably showed you how to do it at one point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like she likes woodworking. She wishes she had more time for it, but she
Yeah,
does. She
yeah.
enjoys it.
Yeah. Raising two kids, I can't, it's tough.
Yeah.
Did she work?
Especially when one of them is my brother.
Yeah. Did she work when you were a kid?
Yeah, she's always worked.
What did she do?
Well, she started at.
Oh yeah, she works at like
Right now, she works at Reading Horizons.
Yeah,
which is
that's
a
right.
literature company
Yeah.
for schools. When I was really little, she worked for Auburn. And then she moved.
What'd she do at Auburn?
That I don't know. I don't remember.
Was she the mascot? How wild would that be if
That
you
would
found
be-
out
that would be
later that
awesome.
she was
That
what is
would
it
be awesome.
what is it called the Golden Eagle?
The tiger.
This is a tiger.
Oh,
Yeah,
Auburn's a
Auburn
tiger.
is a tiger.
Yeah, your
well,
thing
we have the tiger, and then we have live eagles.
Gotcha. Okay.
The tiger's just
Yeah. What if it turns out she was like slam dunking off of trampolines and everything this whole time?
Oh, so cool. But, no, and then she moved back to Hill City to work for a company called 4-H.
Yeah, I know 4-H.
She did. She was the one that actually went out and helped work with the children and all that.
That's cool.
4-H club is awesome.
Yeah.
I love 4-H club.
Yeah, we have a 4-H camp not that far from.
Oh,
Hill
okay,
City.
cool. Nice.
It's got the big swing, the rock climbing, all that. And then after that, she worked for Jeff State, which is a community college in Alabama.
So she's always been with like education kind of.
Yeah. I think that's what her master's is.
Okay,
is
that's
education.
cool. Yeah.
And now she works for Reading Horizons.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got on to that. What's the next song?
I was blacksmithing now. At this
Yeah.
Oh,
point.
Blacksmith.
I was
Yeah,
blacksmithing. The next song is Rose Tattoo by Dropkick
Dropkick
Murphys.
Murphys.
Oh, I thought you meant the band Rose Tattoo, which I was
No.
was about to blow my mind. There's this band Rose Tattoo from Australia. They're like they were like AC/DC's from Australia originally, and it was like they were like which one's gonna blow up, you
Yeah.
know? And AC/DC moved to England, and Rose Tattoo is kind of. Do you ever see the second Mad Max at Thunderdome?
Yeah.
The guy that was like the subordinate to Tina Turner, that was Angry Anderson.
Vaguely
little bald guy with
okay.
tattoos. That's the singer of Rose Tattoo.
Okay.
They're a great band. They have this one song called "Nice Boys Don't Play Rock and Roll." I love it. It's a good tune. You're gonna listen to it when you go home.
All right.
All right. So this is Rose Tattoo by
Yes.
Dropkick Murphys,
Yes.
which is a great band.
So how starting your
well,
first forge and how'd you get into it?
This was around the time when like the Wellerman song came out on TikTok and that blew up massively.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. But it's just sea
It's like the
shanties.
sea shanty.
Oh, okay. okay.
But that blew up. So I started listening to that. I was hearing it everywhere. So I started listening to more Irish rock music.
okay.
And then I eventually found this.
Yeah.
And it always just kind of seemed to fit the whole blacksmithing vibe.
Yeah. Dropkick Murphys
Yep.
are awesome.
And then this is just one of my favorites
Okay.
from that whole era. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Let's
That's
do it.
Rose Tattoo. All right.
Yeah, man. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Like Irish punk. It's just, I mean, just Irish songs in general get you pumped up.
They do.
And like,
They're really very driving.
yeah. I mean, and it makes sense. They were just like tough dudes
Yeah.
that are like oppressed by
Yeah.
a literal empire.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I mean, these guys aren't Irish. I mean, they're not like from Ireland, but they got it down. It's good stuff. Excellent. Where are we at next?
Next is the beginning of my senior year. I got my motorcycle. Started riding.
Tell everybody what kind of motorcycle you
I have
have.
a 2005 Harley Sportster Custom.
Nice. And it's beautiful.
It is.
I love it.
Needs to be cleaned right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you just brought it down here a couple months ago.
yeah. Had it trailered down here by my parents.
Yeah. Dude, your face, like you were just like, you couldn't wait to get on.
Yeah.
You're like, move,
Yeah, well,
Mom, move,
it had
Dad,
been
move,
so
move.
long.
It was awesome. I was
it's
so
my
happy
baby
for
out
you.
there, you
Yeah.
know?
I was so happy for you. Tell me about motorcycle riding a little bit.
Well, my grandfather used to ride. The last bike he had was a Panhead. It was like an 80s Panhead.
Okay.
And he didn't have it for not even a year, I don't think. But he was pretty against me getting a bike when I started talking about it. But eventually he came around once I bought it and just showed up.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, fine, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. That's the only way to
Yeah.
keep them safe a lot of
Yeah.
times, you know? You just got to like... how old were you when you got it? You were still in high school, right?
Yeah, it was 2021, so 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I was
17.
17.
Yeah. Were there other kids that were riding motorcycles in your school?
There was one other guy.
One other guy,
he's one of my really good friends. His name was Cade.
Yeah.
I still talk to him.
Yeah. The thought of a high schooler on a motorcycle terrifies me. Like if I was and I'm not a parent, but I would just be like,
Well,
no.
my mom was also pretty against it because at least I don't know how it is here, but in Alabama you can ride a motorcycle at 14.
Okay.
Oh,
It
really?
has to be 150 cc's or lower, but you can street legally ride a motorcycle at 14.
I mean, do you have to still like take a test or get some sort of
Yeah.
license?
I mean, you still have to go through and get like your license for it and everything.
Okay.
But Yeah, so I really wanted to start driving. So I was like, I'll just get a motorcycle.
Right.
You know, there was another guy at my school at the time that had a motorcycle. He was like 15, but he had like 150cc little Sportster looking cruiser that sounded like a Bumblebee.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I really wanted a motorcycle, and then as I got older, I just kept wanting one. So eventually, my parents let me go, and I bought a helmet. Then I had the helmet for like a year.
You just wore it around the house?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, when I bought it, the guy at the store was like, "Yeah, you wanna wear it, you know, break it in." So I just wore it sitting around watching TV.
Yeah.
You know?
I might do that tonight.
Yeah, but me and my dad, we both got motorcycle helmets, and so we both just wore them around the house for like a year. And then eventually, the summer before my senior year, we went to the Harley store in Oxford, in Oxford, Alabama, and I took the test. I got all my stuff done.
Oh, you can take the test right at the store. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I took the test, passed, flying colors, top of my class, all that. I got the bandana.
Nice.
And then a couple weeks after that, I went to the same Harley store and bought my bike.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I love your bike. It's like...
It's very pretty.
Yeah. It's like pretty, but like tough. I mean, Harleys are...
Yeah. It's if you're talking about just a tough bike, it's hard to beat a Harley.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can really at the end of the day. Yeah. So continue with your...
Yeah, so once I started writing, all my music swapped to anything that made you want to drive fast.
Nah.
So, and it was a terrible idea, but somehow I haven't gotten a ticket on the bike yet. I'm still waiting on that one. But it was just all over town, flying around, being stupid. Me and Cade, we go ride all the curvy back roads between Pell City and Leeds. You can go, there's like a mountain that you go over, and it's just like almost a really easy version of the Dragon's Tail.
Oh, okay.
If you've
If
ever heard about that.
That's not far from where I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. Just ride around, listen to music. Yeah, so one of my favorite riding songs was Coming Back by Mitch King.
Okay.
It's got one of the best guitar solos I've ever heard.
Who is Mitch King?
That I don't know.
Okay.
How'd you find this song?
Again, recommended songs. But
You just type in like riding fast on a motorcycle and
well, no,
playlist and
it started
Spotify?
with the rap and everything, listening to rap, and it just slowly evolved into almost more headbang music.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I thought your motorcycle playlist was just going to be all Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what mine's going to be. All right. So what's the name of the song again?
Coming Back.
Coming Back. Mitch
by
King.
Mitch King.
All right. Let's hear
That's
it.
it.
Let's do it. Yeah, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was super awesome. I could definitely see getting in trouble on a bike on that.
Yeah. That's something you got to be careful about when you start riding.
Yeah, I know.
Music makes you want to go.
I already
fast.
made a playlist. And it's more than just Steppenwolf. It's mostly Steppenwolf, but there's a little bit more. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised he's Australian, but then again, there's all these like Australian dudes that do like really good country music and really good like soul music and funk stuff. Like they just like pop up out of the blue sometimes. It's like, yeah, that's awesome. What other stuff do you like to listen to on your motorcycle?
AC/DC.
Yeah.
A lot of the Irish rock stuff. It's just
So you're mostly like,
yeah.
because there's different types. You can have like motorcycle music just kind of like envelops you. Like I can imagine like
Like there's songs that you want to
what's
listen
the
to.
band that you like? What the Weston is what's popping in my head, but it's like they're real popular again. They've been around since like the 90s. We talk about them all the time. I can't remember what they're called. It'll come to me.
Yeah, I'm blanking.
But yeah, I mean, there's different types of things that could really get you.
Yeah. Like there's songs you want to listen to while you're like up on the mountain. You can like see the view and everything.
Yeah.
Songs there, and then there's songs for when it's just a long straight road.
Yeah.
You just want to keep going faster.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You got to take it out west.
yeah.
Yeah. How far have you gone on it? Have you ever taken like an overnight road trip on it?
No, mine is only a 5-speed, so I don't really do highways, at least if I can help it. I think the furthest I've gone was me and Cade we just rode around for like an afternoon, and we ended up going like 200 miles or something.
That's cool.
Just around Alabama.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to do that Dragon's Tail one day.
Yeah. My aunt's boyfriend took her, and they did it. She said
Yeah.
it was a ton of fun. She said it's dangerous if you don't like actually know what you're doing, because a lot of times you get to this point where you can't stop. There's nowhere to stop.
Yeah.
Like it's just a drop off on either side.
Dude, and there's a little like cafe store there, and you go in and it's just pictures all across the wall of cars just down the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
And it's that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just switchbacks and like sheer drop offs. And
I had a good friend of mine, this guy Carl Sorensen. We grew up together, and he ended up racing motorcycles, and he died on Pikes Peak, like I don't know, like 7 years ago, during a race. Same thing, off a cliff. Yeah, it's scary, man. I don't know how those dudes do that.
318 curbs and 11 miles.
Wow. And you can't like punch your way around it because there's dudes coming up behind you.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you can't go too slow. People get mad at you.
Yeah. I mean, do they close it off a certain time of year for just
Not
motorcycles?
that I know of, no.
Yeah.
There's all the car clubs and
Yeah.
everyone goes up there. My high school art teacher, he was big into MGs, and he would go with his car club, and they would just haul ass around there, and he would tell me stories that they would like pass a cop, and they would hear the sirens, but like the cops could never catch them.
Yeah,
and they would just like go, and you just every once in a while you'd hear the sirens again, but you
You just gotta,
keep
like,
going.
why would they even bother?
Yeah.
Because
That's
of
ridiculous.
how many cars have gone off those cliffs.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, so where are we at next?
Next is what I listen to now. It's a lot
Okay.
more country. So next is Trace Adkins.
Okay. I know the name.
Yeah. Song is Ladies Love Country Boys by
Okay.
Trace Adkins.
Nice.
They also love Cool James.
They
They
do.
also love Cool James.
Ladies do love Cool James. Do you know what he's referencing?
No, I don't, I'm just agreeing. Yeah, totally.
I mean, he seems like a rad guy, this Cool James.
Cool
I don't-
I
James.
mean, it's in his name.
You ever heard of LL Cool J?
I think so.
Ladies love Cool James. LL Cool J.
Okay.
You don't know what Cool J is? Yeah, it's weird.
Mama said knock you out.
Oh, that's a good tune.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
a
know
good
that.
tune. Oh, you do know that song?
I do know that.
Okay.
Or I
that's
don't know if I know that song, but I know that.
Yeah.
Phrase.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Trace has heard of LL Cool J before.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So tell me about this guy.
He's just a good representation of what I listen to now. Him, Blake Shelton, not as much, but Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. He's
All
cool.
right.
I like him.
Not a fan of some of his newer stuff, but he's good.
This is what decade? When did this come out? Is this late aughts or whatever?
I'm not sure about this one, but I started hearing it probably like 2012-ish,
Okay.
around there.
Yeah. And what's the name of the song?
Ladies Love Country Boys.
Ladies Love Country Boys. They do love country.
They do.
They do. Like, I don't have like a thick Southern accent, but and a lot of, because when I moved to New York, it was thicker when I lived in Virginia Beach. Yeah. But when I moved to New York, like people like really ragged on me about it. And
You can't call it Virginia Beach accent a Southern accent.
when I was working in the Bronx, it
In the Bronx.
certainly
yeah.
was.
I mean, it's
That's what I'm
south of
saying.
New York, yeah.
And,
But like for
like-
me and Walker, Virginia is not the South.
No.
Yeah, well, that's all debatable.
It's they're
It's all
South
debatable.
South wannabe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all debatable.
I was so afraid moving to Virginia, I was not going to have sweet tea. Like, that was one of my biggest fears, moving to Virginia. I was not going to have sweet tea. I was not going to have fried chicken. I was like, I'm going to have, like, unsweet tea and, like, fucking soft-shell crabs forever, you know? Like, what is this going to be all about? And then we came to Charlottesville to check out, and I saw a Chick-fil-A, and I was like, all is going to be okay in life.
Yeah, and we got way better things than just Chick-fil-A too.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Chick-fil-A is pretty good.
Yeah. This is Georgia and Alabama you're talking to right here. Chick-fil-A is...
Well, that's not my point of the story, first of all. But I'm just saying, like, even a Virginia accent
Yeah.
did very well for me in New York
Your
City.
mid-Atlantic accent was very unique when you were living in New York.
All right, so looks like I got to add 2 more jabronis to my list, brother. I'll take you over the top rope.
All right.
Yeah. So let's do this song, man. I want to check it out.
Ladies love country boys.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that was a good tune.
Trace Atkins.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about how, like, country music just ages well. Like, I feel like everybody hates modern country, but then the further away it goes down, like, you're like, it's not so bad. It's interesting. Yeah. What number was that?
That was 10.
That was 10, huh?
We're on our
Number
plus
10.
1 now.
So we got our +1.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was good. This was a good journey. I like it. And I'm looking forward to your +1. What is your +1?
It is Glamorous by Fergie and Ludacris.
I did not picture you a Fergie man.
Well, I'm not.
I mean,
Well,
look at his
apparently
shit.
you are.
All
But
honesty.
he is glamorous.
You are
I am.
glamorous.
I'm very
look,
glamorous.
He is very glamorous.
Yeah, when I
You see the
see
shirt.
you,
Yeah.
You know?
when I see you, I think of your humps,
Uh-huh.
your lovely lady lumps. That's the first thing I think of. Yeah, man. I don't have a lot of experience with Fergie, but the few I have heard, I've despised. But I'm sure she's got some rad stuff out
know,
there.
yeah.
Like I'm saying, I
Yeah.
haven't heard that much. I've heard my humps.
Yeah.
And like, that's the only thing I can even name, really.
People shit on Fergie a lot.
Yeah. What's the thing? I told you before, like the Black Eyed Peas pre-Fergie were an amazing hip hop
Yeah.
band, like an amazing group.
Yeah, Will.i.am's great.
Yeah, and their first album is called like Around the something, I can't remember, but it was so good. But they were like too late for that. They had like a very '90s style, but that was like 2001 or something like
Yeah.
that. And then they disappeared and came back with Fergie and became a wholly different thing. And I'm not hating on them; they've made $1 billion. These guys. Once they added Fergie. But how did you run into this?
Okay, so my immediate friend group is all girls. I'm the only guy. There's 4 girls and then me. So like I said, in Pell City, there's nothing to do. So all you do is drive around. So we would drive around, listen to music, sit in parking lots, listening to music. Anytime we went out, this song is always played. And it's just one of those songs. Everybody sings it. It doesn't matter if you remember the words or not. You sing it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm similar. Most of my friends are women, and it's been that way since I was a young lad. Yeah, it's an interesting life. People get like weirdly jealous about you, and like they're just my friends, bozo. And then because a lot of men, even my age, are like, "Oh no, you talk to women." It's like they're just people. You just hang out with them and like don't be weird. How hard is it to not be a creep?
Be normal.
Yeah, I'm just like they're just people. But yeah, being friends with lots of girls, you get some questionable music tune that you're like, actually, it's a really great time. I told you mine's "Get This Party Started" by Pink. I love that song. I don't know why.
Sometimes you just gotta get the party started.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes you gotta be glamorous.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey,
I'm looking forward to hearing this song.
time and the place.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Glamorous. Fergie and Ludacris.
Feels like I should like zoom the video in on Walker as this one
Yeah.
goes.
Just slow
zoom.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit it. All right, glamorous.
That was not as bad as I thought it would be. It was actually,
pretty glamorous, actually.
yeah. Because when I think of Fergie, I think of like obnoxious and loud and like, but that was like a chill, fun. Like I could see even at night, like a windows down at night and the right vibe.
Yeah, just driving
Like
around.
Yeah, that was not a bad song at all.
Good cruising song.
Yeah. Do I like Fergie all of a sudden? I hope
Maybe.
not.
I think so.
I hope I don't, but I might because I was not.
You listening to like
If that's more
Fergie
indicative
and Toby
of
Mag next week on your headphones.
what would even happen, I don't know. I think it'd be a sign of the apocalypse if all of a sudden I came in like my clear sunglasses and
Clear sunglasses.
like a top hat or whatever that guy's wearing. All right, man. This was really good. This was a very nice conversation. How How'd
Dude,
you
I
feel?
cannot believe you had 3 of those glasses of Irish whiskey. And you're going to ride your motorcycle home.
Yeah.
For the record, Mom. It's not what you think it is.
Just sweet tea.
Just sweet tea.
Just
I'm drinking whiskey. He's drinking whiskey. The young lad here is drinking sweet tea. Yeah. What do you got to add, man? I'm just, again, like, I like talking to you, and it's good to like actually sit down and everything. And like I said before, I think you're the first guest we've had that actually changed a shirt from a work shirt, which I appreciate wholeheartedly.
I had to get glamorous.
Yeah,
as it was.
there it is.
Yeah.
Dude,
Looking
you're our 10th episode.
yeah,
Damn,
you're our
This is
10th episode.
episode. So that's
Young
Double
Walker.
digits.
a little milestone.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, this is our 10th episode. It's a big deal for us. And we're going to keep it going. And I'm very happy about how it's been going. And if you guys have any comments or like questions or suggestions, please let us know. Like you can put them in YouTube comments. There's a thing on Spotify.
It is. It looks like it's like when we were looking at it, it looks like it's some BS you would gloss over. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think about this episode?
Yeah, but like
that
click
goes-
on that. And
that
let
goes
us know.
directly to us.
Yeah, it goes directly to us, and like let us know what you're thinking. And
We're gonna keep doing it either way, even if everyone hates it.
yeah, but I mean, we
yeah.
can take suggestions
Yeah.
or criticisms as long as they're not harsh, because I will come for you, brother. Do you want to do a code this week?
Yeah, Walker, what you got? Give me something. It's Walker specific.
Yeah, glamorous.
I'm thinking glamorous.
Glamorous.
Code glamorous.
Yeah, you're gonna have to spell that because
Did you not hear the song?
I wasn't paying that close attention.
L-A-M. You take the rest of it, Walker.
O-R-O-U-S.
Glamorous, and then give us a number between 1 and 30.
Yeah.
Let's go 21.
Glamorous 21.
Glamorous 21.
Sweet. So if you punch that in the code at the end of your order, you get 21% off your order, your whole order.
Yep.
And yeah, you got anything else to add?
No.
Yeah,
That's pretty
you
much
did
it.
good. You
Thank
did
you.
good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. And oh yeah, we always end on a cheers with our little.
1 second here. Where we at? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. See y'all next week. Cheers, brother. Yeah. Thank you, sirs.